So it looked like Skip Bayless is back talking about Caitlin Clark and her impact that she has had on the WNBA.
He admitted he was wrong about Caitlin Clark, but he's not the only one changing his mind. Who's next to join the Clark hype? We're breaking down the plays that made Skip do a complete 180. From she can't transition to she's changing the game. Ready to see why Clark has everyone talking with her incredible skills.
Obviously, Caitlin Clark came into the WNBA as the greatest scorer in the history of college basketball, men's or women's.
Remember when Skip Bayless was certain Caitlin Clark couldn't make it in the WNBA? Yep, the same Skip Bayless who's now praising her like she's the next LeBron. But let's rewind and see what he was saying before Clark even hit the WNBA court.
Skip Bayless is one of the first people to admit he was wrong about Caitlin.
Skip didn't hold back with his criticism. He outright said,
I wasn't a big Caitlin Clark fan when she was at Iowa, though I got into it a little more in the Final Four and certainly the final game.
Can you believe the guy who's now her biggest cheerleader once doubted she had what it took to make it in the pros? So why was he so down on Clark?
You know Skip has been one of the biggest haters when it comes to the world of Caitlin Clark, bruh. I just gotta keep it real. He was a hater on Undisputed. He was a hater the whole time she was at Iowa.
Here's the kicker. Skip called Clark a one-trick in his own words.
And pretty much badging on Caitlin Clark, saying that her skills pretty much wasn't going to transition into the
Iowa. Ouch. Talk about underestimating someone's game. Skip was so convinced Clark's skills wouldn't translate to the pro level that he kept repeating it. He even admitted, I still can't quite explain why I thought she was just a three-point shooter. But Skip wasn't done. He went as far as to suggest Clark might struggle to make an impact in her rookie season. Can you believe the same player, now breaking records and turning heads, was once doubted by Skip to even make a dent in the league?
I thought she was just a three-point shooter, and I didn't see this at Iowa.
Now you might be wondering, how could Skip be so wrong? Well, that's the beauty of sports. Sometimes even the experts get it completely wrong. And boy, did Skip miss the mark this time. He had no clue Clark was about to blow the roof off the WNBA and prove every single one of his doubts wrong.
Him bashing her time after time again, and it is great for him to give her just.
But here's where it gets really interesting. Skip didn't just doubt Clark's shooting. He genuinely believed she had no other skills to offer. No passing ability, no court vision, no leadership, just a girl who could shoot threes. Little did Skip know, Clark was about to show him and the world that she was so much more than that. Her game wasn't just college-level good. It was WNBA ready, and then some. Initially, many, including Skip, thought Clark wouldn't win Rookie of the Year, always viewing Angel Reese as the superior player.
I had Angel over Caitlin for WNBA Rookie of the Year because of Angel's extraordinary double-double streak and because of Angel's Rodman-esque rebounding. Never seen anything quite like it. She has run away with the WNBA rebounding lead.
However,
was proven wrong much to disappointment.
He was all over Angel Reese when she was at LSU and pretty much badging on Caitlin.
So are you ready to see how Clark's performance shocked everyone, including Skip? Trust me, what happened next left jaws on the floor and had Skip Bayless eating his words faster than you can say three-pointer. Let's dive into the plays that made Skip do a complete 180 on Caitlin Clark.
It looked like ever since she came into the WNBA, he's been one of her biggest cheerleaders, which is surprising to me.
Skip Bayless thought he had Caitlin Clark all figured out, but her WNBA debut didn't just change his mind. It blew it wide open. How did a rookie leave a veteran analyst like Skip speechless? Let's break it down from the moment Clark stepped on that court. She was out to prove Skip wrong. Remember how he said she was just a shooter? Well, Clark had other plans. She came out firing passes that had Skip's jaw on the floor.
Caitlin Clark, in a shock to me, has proven already to be a once-a-generation passer. I did not see that coming at Iowa. I thought scoring, yes, she's the all-time greatest scorer in the history of college basketball, men's or women's, but passing like this? I'm talking about gifted LeBron-esque bounce passing. I'm talking about gifted LeBron-esque two-handed, full court, touchdown passing.
You heard that right. We're talking about passes that threaded through defenses like they weren't even there. Skip couldn't believe his own eyes, saying it himself. He was stunned by what he was witnessing.
Will try anything at any moment, thread the needle where there's 17 hands in between, and you're not going to get the basketball through, and she tries to.
Right, Skip was praising the very skills he thought Clark didn't have. But it wasn't just any passing. Clark was making plays that had Skip comparing her to NBA legends. He even said,
pass like Wes Unseld used to, Kevin Love's good at it, but she'll throw some lead pass and just touchdown, where she'll hit somebody right in the hands for a layup. You say, whoa, that's LeBron.
The same guy who thought Clark wouldn't make an impact was now putting her in the same sentence as NBA stars. And the hits just kept coming. Clark's court vision was on full display, making plays that seasoned pros would be proud of. She was seeing angles that nobody else could, setting up her teammates for easy buckets time and time again. But here's where it gets really interesting. Skip wasn't just impressed. He was in awe. He started talking about Clark's game in a way that nobody saw coming. Suddenly, the guy who thought Clark was a one-trick pony was singing a very different tune. And she
led the league by far in assists, but she shattered, obliterated the all-time turnover record. And it wasn't, she did it by like 75 turnovers.
By the end of her debut, Skip wasn't just eating his words. He was ordering seconds. The player he thought might struggle to make an impact was now being hailed as a game changer for the WNBA.
Martin looking. Here's Clark. She fires and goes! She hit it! Wow!
Screen, another screen. More McNeil trying to get around, runs into Sonato, and just look at that, off back.
Clark's performance didn't just impress Skip. It completely shifted his perception of what was possible in women's basketball. But hold on, because Clark wasn't done surprising him yet. As impressive as her debut was, it was just the beginning. What happened next had Skip and everyone else wondering if they were witnessing the birth of a basketball legend. Let's dive into how Clark took her game to even greater heights and left Skip scrambling for new ways to praise her.
And she'll make an occasional logo shot where I'll say, that is obviously Steph.
Remember how Skip thought Caitlin Clark was just a set shooter? Well, he couldn't have been more wrong. Clark's long-range game is rewriting the rules of basketball. Let's look at the shots that left Skip Bayless absolutely speechless. Three-point shooting has heated up, and nobody in the league can flick logo threes as effortlessly as Caitlin can. Remember those logo shots? You've seen NBA stars pull them off. Now Clark's doing that in the WNBA, and making it look easy. She's not just shooting from way out there. She's draining these shots with defenders in her face.
I thought she was just a three-point shooter, and I didn't see this at Iowa, but she's a LeBron-esque passer of the basketball.
Yes.
Okay? So I didn't see that coming. Three-point shooting has heated up, and nobody in the league can flick logo threes